All right. So, as far as the benefits for you and the team building the team building money that you will see, as a brand new consultant with your very first team member, you receive a team building commission from a percentage of what that person orders. So let's say you have a team member and they place their first order. Mary Kay is going to see what their order is and they pay you 4% of that order. And you get that in a team building commission. That will come to you through two different ways. One is it can come through a prepaid card, like a debit card that they preload money on, or you can sign up for direct deposit, which we do recommend because then you don't have to worry about this card. It's just automatically put into your bank account. So you can sign up for direct deposit. I advise to do it as soon as you have your first team member. Go to resources, go down direct deposit, and then fill in your bank information. Okay. And that's like this love check that gets deposited into your bank account every month because of your team members' orders. And the more team members that you have and the more orders they're placing, the bigger that check becomes. Pretty fun, right? Now, you also, if you're in your first 4 months of being a consultant, you're in your great start period, you will get a bundle bonus of free products if your team member becomes qualified. And that means that they place at least a $600 order. So that's pretty cool because let me see if I have a picture of it here. I mean, Mary Kay wants you to be rewarded for helping other people start their businesses. And I think I have it here somewhere. And so they're going to give you prizes, all right, product prizes. These are products that you can then sell and make 100% profit from, and you get to choose the one you want. For every team member that you have who gets qualified with an order of 600 or more, you get one of these. And there's no limit on that. So you could have, 2, 3, 4, 5 team members, and you could get hundreds of dollars of free product. That's a huge benefit to your business when you add more inventory to sell. That means more income, more profit. Okay, so that's a very big benefit to having this happen within your first 4 months. Now, after that first 4-month period, you still get a $50 team building bonus when you have a new qualified team member. And when we say qualified, we mean they place at least a $600 order. And that $600 order can be, one order in the beginning, or it can be cumulative over the first 4 months. The first 4 months is called their great start period. So if they get to 600 in the first 4 months, you are going to have a qualified team member. And that gives you a $50 bonus. Okay. And if you do it within your first 4 months, all right, so you recruit someone during your first 4 months, then you get this team building bonus if that team member becomes qualified. So it's a little tricky. You can read more about it on InTouch under the team building rewards, under the Great Start promotion. So bundle bonuses, $50 bonus for qualifieds, the 4% commission for having a team member, and you also continue to get more commission when you have more team members. So if you have 5 team members, that's called being a team leader. And at the team leader place, now these are active team members that have placed an order of $225 or more, then you get a 9% commission. And that will increase to 13% commission if 5 of your team members have placed orders that month of $225 or more, and you yourself have placed a $600 order wholesale in that month. So that month's commission can jump from 9% to 13% if those qualifications are met. You did a 600 and 5 of your personal team members have done a 225. So And then it grows. It grows from there. You can look into the Great Start Steps to Success brochure. And there's also a brochure on Mary Kay in Touch called, sorry, I don't have all my brochures out here tonight. There's a brochure called the Advance brochure. And that brochure is all the details about team building and how you make more bonuses and commissions. Okay, it grows. Just trust me. When you get into DIQ and directorship and you become a leader and a mentor of other women, then your commission actually doubles, if not triples, because you make a commission on your personal team members of 13%. And you make another extra commission on your entire unit, which is your team members' team members. So you make kind of this double commission from that and extra bonuses too. So typically the commission checks, the ones that are deposited into your bank, they usually triple when you become a director, from a consultant to a director. And you're doing very similar work. You are still holding appointments, you're sharing the opportunity, bringing people into the business, showing them how you do what you do, and they follow you. That's pretty much what a director is. Usually at that point, you're driving a free car. And if you don't want to take the car, you can do the cash instead. And that's $400 every month that Mary Kay pays you if you, and they add that to your commission check if you choose not to have the car, or you can drive the car for free. And, there's just a lot of benefits there. So team building, not only is it fun because you get to do this business with other people and just make connections in a deeper way than just how we make a connection with a customer. When you have a team member, you really have a bond, and that's the best part. But the financial benefits are great too. So we get rewarded greatly for sharing this opportunity and passing it on. And so if you are motivated by the income that this opportunity has, then you definitely want to look at how to do some team building. Okay, so let me just go into the other systems that we have to help us build the team building into everything we do. Number one, your flip chart. Okay, so we have a flip chart that helps us recruit people because we share about the Mary Kay business. And I'm going to tell you a couple of ways that we do that. Number one, we share about our company, right? We share what's great about our business. And that's important because people want to be a part of a company with heart. That's why it's important to share the Mary Kay story, the Mary Kay Foundation. And you're always telling that in every appointment. You're telling them about you. You have pictures of yourself and you're sharing your I story. That's important too because people want to be a part of your team because of what you have done and what you stand for. So it's important to share your I story in a really powerful way. And I have other videos on our website about how to make an I story, but it's just basically you sharing why you got started and what your goals are right now, maybe some of the reasons why you didn't think you would do this because you didn't fit the type, but you did it anyway, and what you're really enjoying about doing it now. So you share some of those things and you're passionate about it because people want to be a part of something that is exciting and, just they like to know why you're doing it, not just what you're selling, right? It's the why behind it that makes all the difference. And again, sharing about our company and why we think we're so special and why we're different than other companies. So then you're going to talk about the products. And everyone loves the products. They love how they feel. They love how they look in the mirror. And they're just enjoying it, right? We play the beauty of friendship game because they're going to see all the contacts that they already have. And this is kind of a tool in recruiting because when they see that they have friends that might want to join them for another appointment, they could also start to think, well, maybe these could be my customers. So when you play the beauty of friendship game and you get referrals, that's really a foundation for them to think about having a customer base that's starting to formulate in their mind. Who would be my first customers? So this is our My Favorite Things game. And we always play this at every party and every appointment because we love to share with people about what we love about our business. And I usually play a guessing game and people can guess what all these pictures represent. They all begin with the letter F. And I say, let's see who can figure out what my favorite things are about being a Mary Kay consultant. These pictures are your clues and they all begin with the letter F. And if you use tickets, you can pass a ticket out for every person who guesses what each picture represents. So it could be the family, the flexibility, the friends or the fun, the founder, Mary Kay, and the financial benefits. And then you talk a little bit about each one and just share something personal about you that you have really enjoyed or experienced through your business. And then with the financial benefits, you're definitely going to share with them that we have really the best kind of a company to be a part of because we sell a consumable product, which means it goes down the drain and people come back to us over and over again. And every time someone orders products from us, whether it be because we do an appointment or just on the go or on our websites, we make a 50% commission, which is the highest of anything in all direct selling businesses. And then we also have the ability to make a team building commission, which means Mary Kay is going to share their profits with us every time one of our team members orders. And they are really generous with us in that commission. And so that's where we can make, extra bonus checks really just for passing this on to other people. And so that's another fun way we make our money. And we can drive free cars. If you are on target to earn your free car, which of course you are, because we're always on target to earn our next car, you can share that. And people get excited about that. Money gets people's attention. It's also a good time to share that my highest party that I did was blank. You can say that for 2 hours of work, I had a $700 party, 4 women sitting around trying skincare and some makeup, and I get to make half of that. That's pretty cool. That's a great side hustle. So only a few hours a week, I can make an extra $300-400. I mean, that's unheard of. You would never be able to do that with getting a second job where you could have all the flexibility to make your own schedule and have that kind of extra money on the side, just playing with makeup and skincare. All right, so make sure you give a specific example of the money you have made from your highest party. Okay, and then do the math so they know that half of that is what we keep. And then after you talk about that a little bit, then I say, okay, well, this is the part where you get to try to guess the top 3 questions that women want to know about Mary Kay and having a Mary Kay business. What do you think those top 3 questions are? And then I give them a ticket for questions. And even if we're not doing the ticket game, if it's just one person or 2 people, I still do this. And I tell them this is for my training. I'm practicing answering questions about the business. So what do you think the top 3 questions are? And then I let them ask me some questions and I answer them. Very basic. I don't get into a lot of detail. I don't want to make it sound like too complicated or get into all the details at this point because that comes later at the sharing appointment. So this is very quick and easy just to make sure that, any lingering questions that they have are answered. And then sometimes they ask a question about the starter kit. And so I always make sure I have this in my flip chart and I can show them what the starter kit looks like and what's in it. And I line up all the products and I tell them what's in it. I tell them about this is really the best deal because when you sign up as a Mary Kay consultant, you get over $400 of full-size product. And then when you order your products as a consultant, you get this awesome reward that you get your products at 50% off. And so why wouldn't you want to have half price savings for all your skincare needs, makeup, body care, gifts for other people, and products for your family members? And even if you only sell it to a couple friends and family, this is definitely worth it. So that's how I present this. And I tell them this is an option. You can join our team tonight. You can be a Mary Kay consultant for only $100 plus the tax and the shipping. It's $115. Or you can decide that you want to be a customer and get products today from me as my customer. So let me show you some of those specials as well. That's when I pull out my closing sheet. And this is the closing sheet. Okay, it has the different sets on it, and we go through the sets. And on the back is the starter kit. So they're looking at both and they're making a decision about what is best for them. So um, it's really important for you to share all of those things so that they get a view of how people get started, what it looks like to begin, what are the benefits, what it's meant to you in your life. And their wheels are starting to turn, right? They're really starting to maybe think, maybe I could do this. All right. So then we're going to hand this out after we go through the closing sheet. We're going to hand out a Kate Spade postcard. This is a feedback postcard, and this is going to give us information about what they want to do at their follow-up appointment and also what they think about doing at their next appointment. And we ask questions like, what kind of experience would you like to do next time when we meet together again? And that's called the second date. And they can choose a color experience or a spa experience, and that's basically more skincare. Or they can, and they can also tell you when it would be best for them to do that, so you know about their schedule. And then they're going to tell you their interest level in hearing a little bit more about the business, and would they be willing to do this kind of a sharing appointment with you, where you're going to share a little more about the fast facts about Mary Kay. And when they circle that, it's going to be really valuable information, but you also have to remember not to take it as 100% fact, because sometimes people will say that they're not very interested, but they actually are kind of interested because they just didn't maybe understand the question, or maybe they are a little bit too shy to say that they're interested. So we still talk to every person about this card at the individual closing, and we kind of go over it with them and maybe talk to them a little bit about, have you ever considered being a consultant? I see that you circled never, but I could totally see you doing this because you're just so friendly and outgoing, or you're so good with makeup. It seems like it would be fun for you. And sometimes you just have to bring it up, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, yeah, I kind of do think it would be fun, and all of a sudden they went from never to being like pretty interested. All right. So that's why this is a really good conversation starter. And I always have this in front of me when I'm doing my individual consultation time. That's after the party is over and everyone is, wrapping up. They've heard about the specials. They've looked at their closing sheets. They've filled this out. You're going to meet with each person individually. And this is not a time to do a full sharing appointment, but it is a time to plant some seeds. And probably some people that circle that they're very interested, probably they're going to come over and say, yeah, I'm ready to get this. So you will recruit people on the spot because they're just ready to start. They just know from what they heard, it sounds good. I've been looking, I'm interested, and let me just do this. And so if that happens, you want to be ready to sign them up now. You don't have to wait. You can get your phone out or an iPad or a laptop and go into Mary Kay in Touch and just go under business tools and go down to online agreements. And then you start a new agreement. They can fill that out while you continue checking out other people. And then they get their consultant number and they're ready to go. Okay. Now there's going to be some people that aren't so ready to go. They need to maybe learn a little more. They have some questions. And what you're going to do is you're going to talk to them and say, have you ever considered doing something like this? Or have you ever considered, or would you ever consider getting the starter kit just to see what this is all about? And then see what they say from there. You have to ask the question to start the conversation. And it can be kind of a scary thing to just ask that, but really you're just kind of going through the questions that are right here. And one of the questions is, would you be willing to help me with my training and do a practice chat about Mary Kay, the Mary Kay business, either over coffee or video chat? And so when you ask that question, you tell them that it's part of your training, and maybe it's not something she's really, sure that she would want to do ever, but it helps you with your training. All right. So you make sure that she knows that this is not an obligation to join. And either way, if she's interested or not, it still helps you with your training because It does. It helps you learn. And in the beginning, you're going to do this training with me, your director. So I'm going to be teaching you about how to do this. And we need real people to practice with. So it's really going to be helpful to have someone real to do this with. So that's what this conversation looks like. And when you ask her if she would be willing to help you practice, you are going to schedule that appointment right away. You are going to say to her, "Oh, great. Thank you so much for helping me. I can do a quick chat with you over the phone in the evening, or we could meet for coffee after work. Which one sounds better?" And if they're really interested and you're really interested in them, definitely try to do the coffee. Do that as the primary choice. But if you think, I don't know if she's really interested, she's just trying to help me, or I don't really know if she would devote the time to do the coffee, then you could ask her if she would rather do one or the other, and then she'll probably say she wants to just talk on the phone. But we can do a Zoom chat, like a video chat too. So make sure that you are, excited about getting that on the calendar with her right away. We try to do it within 24 to 48 hours. And you are going to say to her, "Oh, thank you so much for helping me. Would you prefer to meet for coffee or do a video chat?" And then when she says, "I could probably do coffee." "Okay, great. Could I meet you after work tomorrow? Would that work for your schedule?" And then you get it on the calendar. Okay, so getting in front of her again to do like a real sharing appointment is going to be so key. It is really where all the sharing happens, where you get to know her better. You get to see what her goals are, what her schedule's like, what her personality is all about. You don't want to turn your individual closing time into a big, full sharing appointment. It should not be a 20-minute sit down right at the party, at the end of the party, because you have other people that are waiting to check out. Now, if this is a one-on-one and you don't have other people waiting, then you can talk a little more about it. You can definitely kind of feel her out and see if she's really just trying to make a decision right then and there, or if she's not ready to make a decision and she just needs time. If you're feeling like she's just not ready and she needs time, then make sure you just book that appointment and try to do it within 24 to 48 hours. But if you can tell she's just so close and she's like on the fence and she's really thinking about doing this, and you just know that in her heart, this is where she is, this is what she wants, then maybe spending another 5 or 10 minutes talking to her about it will help her just go right into this and get it. Okay. But you got to read people. And the more you do this, you'll get to know, who's ready and who's not. Some people are quick decision makers. They are just people that know yes or no what they want to do. Some people are very slow to make a decision, and they are not going to feel comfortable if you are trying to push them into a quick decision. So you have to respect different personality types as well. Okay. So if you have that conversation with her and she is ready to do a sharing appointment and you book the sharing appointment, then you are going to write that on the calendar. You're going to text her that you're excited to do that. You're going to remind her as it gets closer. And you can even send her a link to our website, because we have a Mary Kay Opportunity section. And they are some really great videos that they can watch. And they are going to be able to get a little more insight about Mary Kay before they even come and join us for coffee. I have a accordion folder like this that I keep in my starter kit. And if someone was interested in the business, I have a couple things with me. I'm looking for them. I thought I had them in here. Some flyers about the Mary Kay business. I am just not, okay, here they are. Like this. You can get these on Mary Kay in Touch under the team building section too. And this is just a nice little flyer that you can give to them to take home so that they see, what this business is about. You could also have a printout of the starter kit and give them that, a picture of that to take home so they know what that's all about. We also have some other papers like this that just gives a breakdown of the benefits of Mary Kay, the money you can make, the car program. So those are all on the website under team building. And I do recommend getting some nice color copies and putting it in a folder of some kind and taking them with you to your appointments. When you have that, it's just a really great thing to give them before they leave you. And the other thing you might want to get off of section 2 is a pack of new consultant agreements, because sometimes you don't have access to the computer, or for whatever reason, it's just not handy to put in the agreement on a phone or a tablet or a computer. So you can have them fill this out. All right. And then this is something that you can then use to put into the Mary Kay InTouch website. So that is very handy to be able to have that on the spot. Okay. So those are the things that she's going to take home with her at the appointment. And then you're going to text her reminders, thank yous, I can't wait to see you, can't wait to talk to you, or can't wait to meet you for coffee. And then you are going to meet her. Okay. And then you begin the sharing appointment. One thing before I go into that, if for some reason you didn't book the sharing appointment at the individual closing, but later you were like, oh, I really should have asked her to coffee, you can always text her the very next day or even later that day and say, thanks so much. It was great meeting you. I hope you love your products. And I have a question for you. Every week, I have a goal to share with 3 of my new customers some fun, fast facts about Mary Kay and how the business works. Would you be willing to just give me a little bit of your time to let me practice sharing with you, and you can give me your opinion? And I give you a free gift just for helping me out. All right, that's just a simple text message that you can send to every single person after your appointments. And like again, I said in the beginning, if you like them and you feel comfortable with them, doesn't matter if you think they'd be great or if they want to do it, just ask them. Okay. Even the people that you're kind of surprised, maybe you would think they'd never say yes, sometimes they want to hear. So you can always ask them later to do the sharing appointment. Now, when you go to the sharing appointment, I'm just going to show you really quickly. You probably want to have a sharing notebook. So I have some things in my sharing notebook, which are pictures of me, things that I've done in my Mary Kay business. This is some information that's on our website. You can copy this. This is like a little basic overview of how our business works, the car program, some of the benefits, the money that we make, and it's easy, it's quick, and it's simple. And so you can put those in page protectors so you have a couple tangible papers that you would go through with them and have as a resource. But when you do a sharing appointment, you're actually just going to follow the interview guide. And I have these interview guides stuck right inside of my binder. I've got the picture of the starter kit, and I'm ready to rock and roll because I'm just going to go through these questions with her and talk to her and have a really comfortable, nice conversation. My goal is to really get to know her better and answer questions that she has about Mary Kay. I'm not trying to shove Mary Kay down her throat or overwhelm her with too much information, because that's just going to make her feel really like, no, thank you. Right? So you're going to notice that in the beginning of this, you're going to set the agenda. You want to talk about how much time she has so you don't go over. You're going to tell her what we're going to do today is that we're going to share a little bit about Mary Kay. I'm going to get to know you better, and I'll answer any questions you have. And then at the end, we'll see what you think. All right. And so you don't want to spend too much time getting to know her in the beginning, because I've seen consultants spend like an hour talking about these top questions and then they never get to the end, which is like asking her if she wants to join. And then she's running out the door and you've taken too much time. So get to know her, ask her about her life. What are her priorities? What are her strengths? What are the things she's good at? You can ask her, like, fast forward a year, where would you love your life to be? And then you're going to share more about you and your story and your journey if you did not do that before for some reason. If you already did that at the class the day before, you don't need to tell your iStory all over again. If she's watched the videos, you can ask some of these questions, like when you watched the video or when you heard me talking about Mary Kay, what were the things that impressed you the most? What do you think you would enjoy the most if you were a Mary Kay consultant? What qualities do you think would help you excel as a Mary Kay consultant? So you're getting her to think in her mind, like, what would be great if she did this? Because a lot of times women think, what would be bad? What would be scary? What would be nerve wracking, right? We want them to think about the great things. So get them picturing themselves doing this. And then you're going to ask, well, what would be a question that you would want to know um, about this business? You know, if you were going to get started, what would you want to know before you began? And you answer the questions and you go over the questions with her and you make sure she's got all of her questions answered. You can also share with her the qualities that you're looking for just because you want to see if this is a good match. We want to see if this would be something that you would be the right fit for. So let's go through some of these qualities and see if any of these apply to you. And you would go over the qualities like she's busy. She would have more month than money, like she could use some extra money. She's not really the pushy sales type. She doesn't want to just sell to her family and friends. She's very family oriented and she's a decision maker. So, which ones of these sound like you? And then after you go through all those things and you ask those questions and you kind of see where she is, you say, okay, so where do you think you are on a scale of 1 to 10 getting started just to even just try it out? Take Mary Kay out on a date, not even like a long-term commitment like a marriage, but where do you think you are 1 to 10? And you ask them that question. It's right there on the form. And then you circle the number and you say, okay, well, what appeals to you that makes you say that number? And what holds you back from saying a higher number? So you ask those questions. And then if she says, well, I just don't have the time, I don't think I could do this. All right. That's what's called an objection. And they're always going to give you objections because they're not so sure yet. They're thinking about it. So we have a really great list of how to ask questions to overcome objections and discuss it with them. And it's a form that's on our website under team building. So look for that because that's going to get you lots of ideas for questions. But you're going to repeat back what her concern is. Like, I hear what you're saying about being really busy. How much time do you think it takes to do a Mary Kay business if you were just doing it like for your family and friends? So you, instead of giving the answer and just telling her, oh, well, it doesn't take a lot of time to do this, and busy people are really successful because they know a lot of people, you turn it back to her and ask her a question. They're never expecting that, but it's really the best way to help someone come to an answer is by letting them figure out the answer themselves. Okay, so that's like a higher level skill. But as you learn how to overcome objections and you read the questions that are on the website in that list, you're going to get the idea of how to get them thinking about their objection and helping them find their own solution to it. It's really kind of a cool concept and a cool way that it works. And the more that you practice with me and you do some practice sharing appointments, you're going to see how I do that. So that's why those practice sharing appointments are so important because you get to watch it with real people. And it's really fun. It's a fun conversation. So after you go through some of their objections and you overcome it, you ask questions, then you say, so of all the things that we talked about and kind of worked through here, are you still at a number 5 or are you feeling a little closer to a 10? Where would you say you are right now? Then maybe their number has changed. Okay. And then at the very end, there are these closing questions and thoughts. And those are important too, because sometimes it's hard to know like how to wrap it up and how to say what you really want to say as far as, I think you should just give it a try. What do you have to lose? There's never the perfect time. And really, I just think this would be something you would love. And so sometimes women just need that little extra push to feel like you believe in them. And when they hear that you are seeing their strengths and you're seeing the possibilities and the benefits, then they're like, maybe I just should because she believes that I could. Maybe they don't believe in themselves yet. Maybe they think that they wouldn't have what it takes, and that fear is just holding them back. But if you tell them, I believe in you, I think you could do this, this would be so much fun for us to do it together. Why don't you just give it a try? And, what's the worst that could happen? You get a starter kit that's all these awesome products, and then, you know, you just end up becoming a customer again. That's really the only bad, the worst case scenario. And sometimes when they think of it in terms of that, they know that they really can't fail. There's no failing here because it's just giving something a try. So, this is going to be your best friend. Make sure that you have this. Make sure that you have a copy for everyone and you write down all the information. Of course, you'll be practicing with me first, but when you're ready to do it on your own, you're going to want to have these. You're going to have your sharing notebook and you're going to have all your supplies so that you have some pictures and some handouts to show them. That notebook can be very small right now, but as you grow and have pictures and events, you can add to it if you want to. There's great resources that you can just copy and color and put it on. It's from my website, and then you can put it into the sharing notebook. So you can work on that too. Now, if they say no and they're not ready, here's something you need to do. You can tell them to take the pink pillow test, and you can say, all right, well, I know you still need some time to think about it. So how about you think tonight? And if you're still thinking about it tomorrow, I want to know about it. I'm going to call you tomorrow, and I'm just going to see if you have any other questions. And sometimes they'll say, I need to talk to my husband. So you talk to your husband. What's a good time for me to call you tomorrow? And then you set a time to call her and you call her at that time and you make sure she's going to promise you that she's going to answer that phone. And then you go over the decision. So, what did you think? Did you have any more questions? Did you talk to your husband? And are you ready to get started? And maybe at that time she will be, maybe she won't be. Okay. If she's not ready, then we don't twist people's arms. We don't make them feel bad or guilty. We just love them where they are. And we say, is there anything that I could do to help you learn more or make a decision about it? Like if someone's just still not sure, maybe they could come as a guest at one of your events. Maybe they could shadow you at one of your appointments. Maybe they could watch another video if they didn't get a chance to do that. Maybe they could talk to another consultant who's just getting started like them or has a similar background as them. Connect her to someone else. Tell her to come to your weekly success night and meet that consultant who has a similar family dynamic or background as her. There's so many different things that we can do to help them get more information, more layers. We don't want to just sort of throw them out and say, no, she wasn't interested. It's really through the layering process that when she comes back to an event or does another appointment with you, that she is going to make that decision that now is the right time. Some people are slow to make that decision. So we have to be patient. We have to work with different personalities in different ways. And we just have to have the right resources and all the right steps. So I hope that helped you in how to do a sharing appointment. I love doing sharing appointments. And in the beginning, I was so afraid to do it, but now I think it's so much fun. And this is a great way for you to make that extra money, to have fun, and also earn prizes because we earn prizes in our unit and in our national area when we do those monthly sharing appointments. So make sure you're tracking them. Set a goal to do a certain number every month and then break that down into how many you need to do every week. Maybe it's just one a week. Maybe it's 3 a week. Maybe it's 2 per month. Who knows? Whatever your goal is, set a goal for yourself and make it happen. Because when you have a goal and you ask people, would you help me? You can share with them what your goal is. And the more you do, the more you're going to have fun with it. So I hope that helps you learn a little bit more about how to recruit, how to team build, and how important it is to share this opportunity.